Hey guys, this is a quick little update on the dollar index. I posted no shorts on the dollar earlier today on the community notes. So this was not referred to as the intraday move. I was referring to it as a higher time frame transitioning phase. I'm going to explain you a little bit, then I'm going to go. Okay, so this is the price was stuck for about 3 weeks between these two. Look at these two fair value gaps, the weekly fair value gaps, right? This was the one fair value gap, and this is the lower one fair value gap. I'm going to explain you in the ICT terms, so you can have an understanding or a reference point. It's okay. So now we are going to go into the hourly time frame. When we move to the hourly time frame, you see this, the upper fair value gap and the lower fair value gap. Watch how it reacts to the 50% of these fair value gaps. It broke out of that zone. See, it broke out of that zone. Once it broke out of that zone, I was really thinking about making this video on the weekends, but I was like, it somehow got delayed. So I just mentioned it in the tabs. So you see this was a transitioning phase. All of this was a transitioning phase. Okay, as long as the price continues to stay above this point, from this point, this is a higher time frame narrative I'm talking about. So I would not be looking at dollar shorts as long as it stays above this point. So you can forget about those previous these. These are out of context. This is the one I'm referring to right now. There are a lot of other confluences in this. Okay, there are a lot of other confluences within this box. So this is what I'm referring to. As long as the dollar stays above this point, right? I'm really not looking to short the dollar. But hey, I'm not talking about today because we have something today which is not usual. So not talking about today. You see this, like no delivery to the downside. So how many candles do you see which hasn't delivered to the both sides? Almost everyone has, except this one or also this one. So as we are above this box, right? As long as we are above this box, this is the point I was looking at for a long time. People were complaining that the dollar is in a range, it's not going anywhere. It was in a transitioning phase. So as long as we are above this box, I'm not looking for the dollar shorts. So okay, so how will it affect my trading on the Nasdaq, on the Dow Jones, or on the ES? Right? One. For now, the Nasdaq is not showing any signs of weakness. The dollar and the Nasdaq are correlated, but they are not directly correlated. They are lagging. Sometimes the dollar is leading and the Nasdaq is lagging, and sometimes the Nasdaq is leading and the dollar is lagging. So it would not affect my trading, but I'm going to okay, I forgot about the time frame I'm talking about and the areas of interest. Okay, so we go up to the monthly time frame. As I'm positioning myself as is, I'm not going to sell it. So what can I do? I can only buy it. where can I buy it? By framing a good risk to reward at the areas of interest. The areas of interest can be utilized as the fair value, this the all of these concepts. So okay, so see, the white one represents the monthly fair value gap. Okay, and the 50% of this monthly fair value gap. This is an area of interest. This is not a target. As I'm positioning myself as a bull, I would be looking for an area of interest above me. The above area of interest would have another purpose, and the below would have another purpose, as I am not shorting it. So the below would become, as you understand, right? So but we can go back into the chop. It's not like the trend is coming now. It's a higher time frame narrative. But as long as we stay above this box, I'm not willing to what do you say, short it. The whole trend on the daily, the liquidity zones, it's clear or not? Hey Big G, hey Paritover Singh, hey Nick, how are you guys? So you understand, right? As I'm positioning myself as a place of a Arman. Okay, so this small box, this is not a big box. If this can make or break that trend, this is not a buy, this is not a sell. I'm trying to help you navigate where I am in my mind, okay, how I'm navigating within this market, right? So if we are above this box, we are relatively safe and we can continue. You see this leg, this one. And I would really not. Euro USD is the inverse. Euro USD is the inverse, and there are other forex pairs I would mention in the. I'm not sure right now. I would mention there are some lagging forex pairs, and some are weak relative to the dollar. If I were to trade them against the dollar, I would trade them. So, well, like GBP and CAD are relatively stronger than others. So if I were to compare the relative strength between the forex space, so I'm not sure. I will mention it. Okay, so the above, I was looking at this fair value gap, the white one. The white one represents. Hey, keep in mind, I'm talking about this fair value gap. This was the fair value gap from the monthly. So you can utilize this. Okay, the largest amount of imbalance is present on the monthly time frame. Any fair value gap within this would be the core of that, because we are talking about the monthlies. You see this daily fair value gap. As we go down and down, you see a lot of imbalances within this monthly volume fair value gap, because we are taking a statistical approach. Okay, so all of the liquidity areas above would become relevant. All of the below fair value gaps would be utilized in another way, for example, to frame a good risk to reward. But so this is the point. We can come down. This was where we started, right? We have a lot of things, but as long as we are above this box, I'm not looking for uh, dollar shorts. So the Nasdaq is not willing, and for now, today I'm looking at the Nasdaq. If it shows me any weakness, then I'll short it. If it continues to show me some, yeah, if it shows me some strength, I will be still looking to buy the Nasdaq. So it totally depends. These are correlated, but my trading is such a way that I do not look at this, but this is a general gauge of the market, so I'm just thinking that this was useful to mention. Hey Francisco, Francois 32. Hey Jordy. So there is a lot of confluences. There is, as I cannot tell you, but there is a lot of confluences within this box. So you can keep a reference point as long as we are above this weekly fair value gap, this weekly fair value gap, or you can use this, all of this as an area of interest. But if we go below this box, then I'll be looking. So it has come to this point. The strength has come to this point. I'm looking for this whole move. When it goes below this and stays there, then I'll be looking for short. So it has come that far. You can understand it that way. So, okay. Any questions? I'm going to go. I have something to do. It's not necessary that you use this monthly volume imbalance, or it's not a target, it's an area of interest. As you use the word area of interest, it doesn't imply any activity. It just it's, it's an interesting area. If the price do something there or it recognizes, then you'll have an idea. But it's not a target, it's an area of interest. Interesting, bro. Guys, any questions, or I should go? It's a short stream. Everybody is sleeping. Can you explain the whole regular trading hours gap? Brother, in the next stream, I was just gonna go somewhere and I thought I should mention it. But you do not want the dollar to, you do not want the to short the dollar. I'm just going to say this. And why mentioning dollar? Because it's the gauge of the whole market, the whole gauge of the whole market. Everything is related to the dollar index. The forex pairs are also related to the dollar index. If you are trading these forex pairs against the dollar index, you ideally speaking should be looking at the relative strength between these pairs. That which pair is the weakest amongst all, and which is also amongst the dollar, so that would collapse more. So thanks. I guess no questions, right?